Hey everyone, so I am here. I can't believe it. I'm at the premiere for my first two short films I did BTS photography on, so I'm going to give you footage of everything. Alright, enjoy.
My name is Robert Meeks, and I am the curator of sorts of this thing that we call First Take. Just to give you a brief history of why you're all here, we have two films that we're showing you tonight that we've been working on for a year. Crazy amount of time for a year. But all of you are here because you all played part of that. So none of this would have been possible without you. So thank you, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. It's crazy how much goes into making a movie. Before we kick things off, I would love to pray over everything that's going to happen tonight. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. I started when I was 10 years old because she recognized that I loved movies and saw in the church bulletin that they needed video volunteers. And she was like, "You love movies so much, why don't we try this?" Literally from that day forward, everything else was, I didn't care. I want to make movies and that's it. I think I remember telling my dad I wanted to be a professional snowboarder, and he said that's never going to happen. But back to First Take. So about a year and a half ago, I started coming to Story City around that time. Story City is the church that we're at right now.
Yeah. So after getting back from my trip and just talking to a bunch of the other people, we decided to go to Acai Jungle. And I just got to hear Robert's amazing story, amazing testimony. And by the end of that conversation, he told me that he had a truck full of film gear, lights, equipment, and he felt like God was just calling him to make films with other creatives, with other Christian creatives, to just build a community out of filmmaking. And having just gotten back and having talked to so many of the people in our community who are talented actors, editors, filmmakers, sound designers, composers, animators, all this stuff, I was like, and every single one of them, so many of them came up to me and were like, "Hey, I want to create stuff, but I don't know how," or "I want to be more creative or create new projects, but I don't have the opportunity to do that." And then I literally sat down with Robert, and he was like, "I want to create things." And so I was like, "Okay, well, now let's make it happen."
And from there, our first meeting, or our official meeting, was in your backyard.
Yep. So many things at the Sylmar house.
Yeah. That house is crazy. And we started planning out this idea where we agreed that if 5 people showed up, then it'd be worth us investing our time, energy, and effort into to go forward and make a short film together. And at our first meeting, there was 35 people. But that's jumping ahead. So we had our meeting, and we had a couple meetings actually, where we just needed to kind of make things official, put everything down on paper, make a mission statement, and really the heart behind everything was just championing everyone that's here. Filmmaking is not a solo journey. If you think you can make a film by yourself, I'm so sorry. I don't wish that upon my greatest enemies. So after we kind of massaged out what the heart of everything was, then we knew that the next step was something that neither of us are skilled at, which was all of the technical stuff of managing paperwork and logos and graphic design and all these things. Thus,
something to happen, all the pieces just kind of start to come together. And it's just like puzzle pieces that just are waiting to fit. So after we started having these conversations, there was just a piece missing. And I was like, okay, we're just missing this one thing. And then it immediately clicked. And Leah was that missing piece where we were like, we need her to come in to just really make this thing happen in an organizational way, in a administrative way, to where it's not just an idea that sounds good, but it becomes a fully fleshed out vehicle that we can now move forward and start to drive. So we brought you along, and what was that like when you first showed up with us?
She hates us all now.
Well, I hope that it felt worthwhile to approach me to do the things that you felt like were missing pieces.
Absolutely.
You are a godsend, Leah.
So, you guys are so sweet. You guys are so sweet. The kind words are so encouraging. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we did. It was like we kind of fleshed out a schedule. We had sort of a retreat together to figure out what's going to happen on the first week and the second week and the third week, and who we're going to bring along to help us with sort of like a teaching structure along with making short films. So yeah, lots of admin and scheduling and paperwork, and getting Instagram going to get some like excitement out there. And so I think also, we were kind of like knowing we were going to be heavily involved in the films, but not knowing what capacity, because we didn't know how many people were going to show up to the first thing and how many people were going to be able to stick around to be a part of a role while shooting and while doing pre-production and stuff like that. But honored to have been considered for this journey, because it was a wild ride. I couldn't have sustained the energy that I was able to muster up that summer if it wasn't for you guys and your encouragement when you bring me along. So thank you.
And in the same way, once we finally had created this idea, this first take idea that we brought to life, it never would have happened if people wouldn't have shown up. But the very fact that we put it out there, we let people know, we had an interest meeting, and so many of you guys showed up. And you didn't just show up, you brought your energy, you brought your enthusiasm, you brought your talent, you brought your insights. And from there on, we were able to start First Take, and out of that came what we are going to be seeing here tonight. So tonight is for every single one of you that made this happen. We want to champion each one of you and just say thank you for the hours, sometimes extremely late hours, way over time hours that you guys contributed. But we're very excited to be able to show this off and to champion you guys and to just be proud of what you guys have accomplished. So thank you for your patience, for your hard work, for your energy, and everything you guys have done to be here tonight. So thank you.
Yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much. Real quick before we get into the next thing, the main thing that we, all three of us and everyone involved, agreed on with First Take was that first and foremost, we're doing it for God, and that's where the name First Take came from. It was kind of an amalgamation of all three of us talking and just going back and forth, and then I went down a way different rabbit hole. You're right, great. And then Jonah said, this is really good because from the first take, we're giving everything to God. And that's kind of where this whole thing was born from. And that's the heart behind all of this is Jesus first, everyone in our community second, and then filmmaking. So it's really beautiful. Thank you guys for being here. This is crazy. But without further ado, an instrumental player in all of this is the person who wrote the film that we're going to be seeing here. Liana Ramirez.
Oh gosh, I'll keep this quick. This film was spawned because of popsicle sticks, we'll get to that. But a lot of crazy ideas was meshed into what you're about to see. Yeah, we'll just keep it simple. We'll keep it with that. Thank you to everyone, our incredible writing team, Robert, Brianna, thank you so much for your help and others. I'm so excited for this wild ride you're about to go on. Enjoy A Stranger's Home.
I'm Justin Alexander Robinson, and I play Jackson.
I'm Romeo Master, and I play Officer Number 1. Or you can call me Officer.
Hey everyone, so just wanted to come on here and say something really quick. I wanted to say this last night, but I couldn't because by the time I got home I was like way too tired, but this is coming from the bottom of my heart. We had our premiere last night for 2 very important short films I got to be a part of. that probably might launch my BTS set photography career into motion. So I am really grateful for everyone at First Take and just how almost everybody from cast and crew. It was definitely a surreal experience, and I can't wait to see what you guys all do. This journey the past year and a half, almost 2 years, is probably one of the best 2.5 years, not 2.5 years, oops, a year and a half to 2 years I have ever spent. So yeah, thank you for the amazing opportunity. Couldn't be more grateful. God bless.